Hey there, Chubs listeners. It's time for another fabulous episode of Chubs Gone Wild, episode 384, recorded on March 1st, 2021. It's currently about 70 degrees and sunny outside the Chubs Gone Wild studios, where it is 244 days till Halloween, 299 until Christmas. It's under 300 days until Christmas. Also, 17 days until St. Patrick's Day. Get your green on. And
Right.
as requested by you, it is 35 days until the Easter Bunny hops their way into our kitchens and our living rooms and our backyards and leaves stinky boiled eggs that are very beautifully colored, of course, and chocolate and other pagan things that we celebrate for Christ, apparently. So there you
Oh,
go.
boy, you just
I have an issue with this holiday.
what holidays don't you have a little bit of an issue with?
Pagan ones.
Well, that's all of them but Thanksgiving and 4th of July.
Well, only because Christians stole them from us. Anyway, moving on.
I think Hallmark stole them from you.
Hallmark wasn't around in the 2000s or 1035.
I don't know.
I don't know. Whenever they made holidays, 1800s?
Okay.
No? Okay. All right. Well, let's talk about the holidays that we celebrate today. Check a day. If you're really into these holiday things, which I know so many of you are, checkaday.com now has a new ebook published with all of this info in it. So if there's a holiday you don't know about, you can't understand, you're wondering why we're celebrating the Asiatic Fleet Memorial or the Kazimir Pulaski Day or the National Dadgum That's Good Day, you can go and buy this book and it'll tell you why. In the meantime, we do celebrate those days as well as a lovely fruit compote day, horse protection. I'm all for that. Get them big condoms out. Wait a minute. That may not be right. Also, Peanut Butter Lovers Day, National Pig Day. Oh, I got to text Clint.
Gross.
Also, it's National Wedding Planning Day, solo vacations, not retired. So we celebrate you. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I read that wrong. I read this wrong. Okay, first it's plan a solo vacation day. Not actually take it, but plan it.
Oh.
And then refired, not retired day.
Ah.
How that means. Anyway, also
That means you're starting your third act. You're not finishing. You're not just closing out the play.
oh, okay. Well,
You got to remember that 30 years ago, people were they didn't they hit retirement and died.
yeah.
I mean, 60s, late 60s for men was wow, really, wow, you're really old.
Yeah.
It's weird.
And now, when you're in your 60s, you go on the Amazing Race.
It's okay, sure.
Yeah.
Save it for your week.
Right, pretty much. Also, self-injury awareness. Oh, share a smile and World Compliment Day. So I will compliment Tom on his glasses. I think they are very neat.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Next up, today's affirmation. Today, I let creative juices flow through me as a healing force. Beauty just naturally manifests itself. That's beautiful. I will take a moment to contemplate as I sip my diet soda.
Oh, God, it just makes me want to fart.
Okay, wait till I'm done drinking. Say that. All right, here we go. Remember that Patreon offers folks a way to support creators and receive rewards not open to the general public, like special podcasts, videos, books, and more. And we want to thank our current patrons: Clint, Nephi, Nick, Sausage from the Universe, Timothy, Eric, Juan Carlos, Brother Sinatus, Phoenix Dave, and Moose P. Please consider becoming a patron of the show over at patreon.com/MattBurlingame. Or you can find episodes of the Queer FX blog. That's what I'm calling it for the moment. Anyway, all right, well, let's get into birthdays then. Today we have the birthdays for, they're loading, for Lisa and Marie, our mouse. Also, upcoming birthdays, Danielle, Marilyn, Joseph, Gerardo. I don't know. Suddenly I'm thinking that everything is foreign. Cormain, excuse me, Steve, that's Steve. And we know he's a faithful listener. Also,
I know.
I just got that allergy cough that's like it won't let me. Hold please.
Yeah, it's weird. This morning I was, my nose was completely open. I was not congested at all. But then all of a sudden I've got like, it's like gravel throat.
Yeah.
And and I'm like, oh, fucking allergy season. Because this one, the spring is the worst for me. I mean, I have allergies all year long, but spring is the worst because it sits in my throat.
Yep. Same here. All right. Let's see. Okay, so Jimmy, Rob, Kay, Tom, Lamont, Ricky. Oh, that Ricky from Foul Monkeys. He's got a birthday fundraiser going too. Also, oh, that Mr. Mark. You know, that tall local drink of water. Yeah, sure. Friend of an ex of a friend.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Also, we got Jeffrey, Michael, Matt, John, and, well, Joe Green. All right. He's got a greenhouse, apparently. All right. Wow. Well, we wish you all wonderful, happy birthdays. Hey, did you know that the new Pet Shop Boys album and collector's book is coming out in April?
I did not know.
Let's see. All right, so we've got a few shout outs that we want to get to. Let's see. The first is to Christopher, who has been depressed this past week, and we know that he is a listener. We want to send him some love out. Also, the Grand Dame, I like to call her the mother of the community.
Yes.
Marge Cavino. She, who is a proud Sacramento activist, writer, and one of the first people to really encourage me to develop my voice in newspaper writing. She broke her hip?
Yeah, hip and femur.
Yeah, and then I guess fell and hurt her shoulder.
Oh no.
Yeah, so she went back from occupational to the hospital. So may go back to occupational therapy. It may go home. We're not sure yet. But anyway, there is a collection that is being taken up to help her, and hopefully any local Pete's will take a moment to donate if you are able to. But we wish her a lot of recovery and a lot of fast.
She's one of the genuinely most wonderful people in town.
Yeah.
She just is. She's just, yeah.
Also, we would like to note the passing, actually, just a couple hours ago, of Christian Messler, who has been a Pride 48 family member for many, many, many years, and many of us were able to meet him and spend some time with him, but he's been having some problems, and he went in for surgery that hopefully would have helped, but he did not make it through that, and he has passed. So we send love out to everybody who was touched by him and his life and his joy and his he brought us a lot of laughter and goodness.
Yeah.
So, and also I want to say thank you very much to TJ Zombie Girl, who kept the community updated on everything that was going on with him. We really appreciate her doing that. So, very sad. Um, did you have any chub hugs that you wanted to send out?
Well, you touched upon two of them, so
Mm,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. It's tough. It's a tough week,
Right.
and not to mention we still have your mom, in the hospital. So
Yeah.
care
Yeah.
facility.
And I'll give an update about her
Sure,
in a little
sure.
bit. Anyway, so Tom wants to talk to you about.
Oh my God, it's that already?
Mhm.
Okay. Then maybe I should pull it up. Okay. Let's
I'm gonna
see.
pull it out.
Oh,
I mean,
one thing that was interesting this week on RuPaul didn't have a regular episode. Um,
hmm,
it wasn't, one of their, yeah, it wasn't a regular episode. Um, it was basically an hour-long kind of documentary on how they at Drag Race were filming this show in the summer last year during the pandemic,
huh.
and that it was one of the first series to actually get back up and start filming again.
Wow.
So really, it was actually quite interesting because you got a little bit more of the process of how the show is set up and how it's run. But
Mhm.
also, it's like two of the girls, while waiting, ended up getting coronavirus. Both of them were asymptomatic,
Mhm.
but they two of them already had gotten it. So it was interesting and weird and kind of fascinating. So that was a special that they had. Now this coming up week is the Snatch Game, so it's going to be the one. It's usually the best show of the year,
Mhm.
of the season, I should say. So that's Snatch Game. It's Fridays, I believe. It's VH1, isn't it? Or is it MTV now? It's one of
I
those.
think it's VH1, but yeah, I don't.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's VH1 as well. So this week on WandaVision,
Mhm.
super fun. We got to find out more about Wanda, more about Agnes the Witch.
Mhm.
So it's like all these people who gave up after one episode, not figuring that something's going on.
Uh,
That this is not just a Dick Van Dyke takeoff. And even if it was kind of fun, but
right.
still it's led somewhere fun and somewhere much far different. And then there's another new show called Clarice, which is the Silence of the Lambs
Right.
CBS show, and it's different from Silence of the Lambs in a sense because Silence of the Lambs got to develop all that time, and it's not an hour long episodic television show.
Right.
So that's where the difference in the process comes in. But I like the fact that the bad guys are always a little they're always a little sicker, a little off. Whether it's serial killers or not, but they were dealing with some militia people, and I kind of dig that kind of strange um, strange kind of I just don't want, oh look, it's a baby kidnapper, I don't care.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I want our father who beats his wife, I don't care. I want to see sick. I know that sounds terrible, but I kind of like that stuff. And let's see, American Idol still has been great. You if you're not watching American Idol, the people that they're auditioning right now, because it's the auditions, are fantastic. And they're not spending a lot of
Hmm.
time showing us bad people, which is always something that bothered me about American Idol. We're looking to see talent, not lack of talent. So
Right.
I'm so glad that they're really focused more on that. Um, let's see, I did see Nomadland, which actually picked up 2 awards last night at the Golden Globes for Best Picture and Best Director. It's Frances McDormand's new movie that's on Hulu right now, and It's basically about a woman who follows the caravans. She's become part of the caravans of nomads that travel across. At least this was across the western half of the United States. You know, depending on the season, depends on where they're at, and it was really, really. It's so weird. You watch it and you're going, oh my god, this is going to be so boring, and it was really interesting. And most of the people in the show were actually the nomads, so they took real people, and it was I really enjoyed it. And then one called I Care a Lot, which is on Netflix, and it is about a woman who uh, is a caregiver, but she's a devious caregiver because she goes out after rich people, like old rich people, and has the courts make them not being able to take care for themselves, and she takes control of all of their assets. And of course, what she does is she goes in and takes all their things, sells everything off, sells their house, because she's got to pay herself to take care of these people and pay for their basically internment into these nursing homes that they don't need to be in. You know, and most of the people that she pulls, once they get to the nursing home, they just kind of shut down because they think they're ill.
Right.
But the fun part about this is that she takes the wrong person when she takes Diane Weiss, and then finds out that she's connected to. It's not good. You know, you pulled the wrong person this time, and so it becomes a very dark comedy. Actually, Sean still claims it's not a comedy, but I thought it was hilarious. And that's Netflix. Tom and Jerry just started on HBO Max. I have not watched it yet, but that's the new movie from Warner Brothers. I started watching on Disney Plus Secrets of Sulphur Springs, which is kind of it's about these kids that move back to this town where his father had come from, and the town used to have a sulfur springs that people would come and rejuvenate themselves, but the springs had dried up, and so the town kind of died out. So the father wants to move back and open up the old spa, but the hotel that was there, and but there's secrets. There's many secrets of what happened to the missing girl 30 years ago, and just all sorts of stuff. You'd like it, and so would all the other 8 and 9-year-olds that we know. But it's, I love those Disney shows. I really do.
Yeah.
I know they're kind of silly, but there's something kind of charming about them for me. Let's see, other than that, just kind of, that's been it. The girls are drying, and I should be cleaning them up soon. And that would be the harvest of my marijuana plants, just in case anybody's listening at the FBI. Let's see, and then I'm kind of looking forward to spring and summer this year. I've just been too cold, and I know you hate it, but I don't know. I don't know what to do. I've been finding myself feeling like, well, maybe Florida doesn't sound that bad after all. I mean, besides it being Florida, but someplace warm sounds kind of good.
Yeah, see, that's the thing is I'm okay with a level of warm, like 70, 69, 70 right now.
I mean, that's not warm. It's not
nice.
Warm.
But, I don't need it super cold the way that I used to like it, because, there's this thing where you get to a certain age and your body kind of says, I like it a little bit warmer now. But, yeah, still, my roommate there, Mr. Lordine, he likes it about 80 degrees. And I'm like, that doesn't fly with me, because I need it cooler or I can't think. Just saying. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll soon have his own place.
That's true.
Yeah. What else you got?
That's it. That's it for me.
Okay. Well, let's start out my week by telling about a fun little tale where I hear a ka-thump down the hall. So I go down and I open up my father's door as I do when I hear thumps. And sure enough, laying there like a stuffed burrito on the floor is my dear father with everything askew. But yeah, anyway. So he's all laying there. He's like, I'm fine. Don't worry about me. I'm fine. I'll get up in a minute. And I'm like, I'm going to stand here until you get up because if I have to, come back in here and you're in some weird coma thing or whatever, so get up. Anyway, so he actually does. He gets himself up fine, but then I notice that there's like these little splotches of blood. I'm like, oh God, what's going on? And like, then he's like, well, my arm hurts a little. And he kind of shows me his arm. He's like, he's got like this little skin tear that, tears pretty much, whenever, I don't know, a paper touches it. So I'm like, okay, well, that's fine. I can bandage him up. That's no big deal. And then he gets up, and on the side of his face, where his chin is the corner, the back part, his jaw, chin has this lump and this fish line hook cut where when he went down, he has his hoard and he hit the corner of the desk and it just gave him a nice little round cut. And it's not like pumping blood or anything like that, but it's like it looks kind of nasty. So I spend the next half an hour doctoring him and cleaning him up and listening to go every time that the hydrogen peroxide touches his face or his arm or whatever. And I'm like, oh, you gotta get doctored so I can see if you're gonna need stitches or anything. And no, he didn't. It was by the next day, but it was a big old nasty scab. So, but he was very happy and alert then because now he had something to tell anybody that would listen how that he fell out of bed and he cut himself and now he's got all these wounds and he's just so happy and it's like, why? So I know my mom's gonna be home hopefully in about a week or so. And then I got him falling out of bed every 5 minutes, looking like a big stuffed burrito laying on the floor, or like one of those worms that like fell on their side and they don't have any legs and they just keep on flopping around. So I, thanks to Michael Sage, I must give him a shout out because he is genius. He knows everything there is on Amazon. And so I got this bed rail. So it's basically like a what do you call it? It's a rail on top. Come look at the video. I'm making hand gestures. So it's like a rounded rail on top, and then it has two legs that go down to the ground, and then it has two legs in the middle where it would go like under a mattress, and you slide the side legs under the mattress, and then it becomes like a bed handrail. And I'm like, this is fucking ingenious. So I got two of them, which are coming today, one for my mom's bed and one for his bed, so that so that when he rolls over, maybe it'll stop his ass from falling out. And he's like, oh no, it's the mattress. I need a new mattress. I found this one that they'll give me for just $700. Like, you don't fucking have $700. I don't have I need a new mattress. I need $700. Okay. Anyway, problem solved there. Also, while I was there, I ordered my mommy a potty chair. So she shouldn't eat it for long, but anyway, it's there just in case she does. She won't have to try to make the trek back and forth to the bathroom. She can just take her stuff and we can throw it out back like Beverly Hills, trash.
Well, in Nomad's Land, they have, they live out of their vans, so she shits in a bucket.
Yeah.
Like a pickle bucket.
See, I could see that. Obviously, I don't want to do that. But oh, you know what? Funnily enough, something my mom got um, about a week before she went in the hospital. She ordered a bathroom lid that is specifically for like a big paint bucket. Um, and she's like, in case we ever go camping, and I'm like, do you ever think you're gonna see me camping?
I could just see the three of you camping.
I know.
Really,
That's not happening.
Talk about, a good short film of just nothing but sheer laughs.
Well, think of like three turtles on their back trying to get up. It's not happening. So, but so that's in the bedroom collecting dust. But it is an ingenious idea. She does come up with some great ideas. So I got all that coming today. And he's out gallivanting around with his ex-girlfriend or whatever the hell she is. So he's happy to show her, look, I hurt myself. And then she can tell him, you belong in a home. You're worthless. And then he'll come home and I'll be like, you're not worthless, but maybe you do belong in a home. Good night. Anyway, so mom update. She has some of her clothes from home and some of her makeup now. So she's doing a little better mentally. It's giving her like a little taste of home, but let me tell you, she is so ready to be out of there. And I'm like, could you please get somebody to help you set up the Wi-Fi on your tablet? At least we could send you pictures, you could do some video, something, so you have some more connection other than just a daily call. And I
just tell her to put settings. There's probably not even there's probably not even a password for it.
Yeah.
Go to settings, look for one that says whatever the place you're at, and click it.
Okay, yeah. See, that's what I would say, but hers is a Amazon Fire Kindle thing.
Oh.
And so, but even if for some reason with my parents, they got to this point, because my mom actually used to be one of the computer people at her job that helped, troubleshoot and all that. Well, I don't know, there came some point about 2 years ago where suddenly neither of my parents, because he used to actually went to school to fix computers at some point, no longer understood anything to do with technology or computers. So you could push the tablet, a big button would come on that said, push this button and connect to Wi-Fi. You don't have to do anything else. And they'd sit there and say, I don't know what to do. I don't understand. So I give up. Anyway, but she is feeling much better. She is ready to, she wants to come home badly. Well, she wants to come home goodly, but soon. But they want her to wait until she doesn't need the daily wound care, where she can go every other day. So that's the main thing right now. But yeah, she's desperate to come home. Let's see. Okay, so I'll save that for last. I watched the new or the 9th episode of Call Me Kat, and again, it was good. The last 2 episodes have been like good solid shows. The ones before that, but these 2, it's like, okay, you finally hitting your stride. You're finally actually where you should have been when you launched the show. But they're finally, and the 2 leads who I felt had no chemistry together at all, actually now have some chemistry, because he's interested in her now, finally, and it's starting to show. And I'm like, now you guys had chemistry. Before, it was just some bad 80s crush show. And other than that, I haven't really been watching anything except The Amazing Race. I'm up to season 5. The last one, 4, was the one where Riken and his partner Chip, good American name there, Chip, won. And actually against the teams, them and there were 2 other teams, Clowns and 2 other boys. I would have been happy if they had won, but man, I had forgotten how many of these couples, especially the straight couples, are so horrific to watch. They just treat each other like shit. It's not even like, we're treating each other like shit because then they'll keep us longer on the show. I mean, these people, how do straight people stay together? Because there's just, the man just treats, like, you need to shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about. You never do. You're a stupid woman. And then the women are just nag, 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 and whine, whine, whine. And yet they still end up somehow making it to the end. I just don't get it. Anyway. All right. And then finally, in my week, Humpty Matt sat on a wall. Humpty Matt had a big fall. So I went over to our friend Clint's house because we're going to check out his fence in his backyard because now that he had a big lot of land, his mom's house was placed on the back, and so to create a barrier between the 2 houses, they have erected a 6-foot solid white fence that goes down the drive and then turns and goes kind of catty corner diagonally past his pool to another wall. And his back area is full of project stuff like cinder blocks and pathways that aren't cemented in, and just dirt and tubs and stuff. And he's got some great projects in mind. I'm sure they'll look fabulous. But I went there with Lawrence to drop off a couple toys for the dogs and to check out the backyard. And I was trying very hard to make sure that my fat ass was watching where I was stepping so that I was not going to fall or anything. And sure enough, I'm walking to one of the toys to play with the dog, and the level dirt area gave away under my foot, and I went forward. So I'm falling forward, going, oh, fucking shit, really? Unfall? Crap. And I reached out because I was smart enough not to like put my hands out because I'm like, my fat ass is going to break my wrists if I do that. But I grabbed a hold of this pole and managed, I didn't stop myself from falling, but I managed to kind of swing and roll. So I did an entire roll all the way over, landed on my side. Nobody paid any fucking attention. I'm laying on the ground. I'm like, hey, guess what? I just fell. Nobody's paying a bit of a fucking attention to me. They're all trying to alpha male each other. All 3 of them. Charlie, Clint, and Mr. McBride, Mr. Rory Dean. They are all trying to alpha male each other over this gate that they're all putting together 10 feet away from me, where my fat ass is like, hey, I'm laying on the ground. Hey, I got a bloody knee. Hey, there's the only first responder that came to me was the little old dog who came over to me and looked at me like, you poor fat thing. Why are you laying on the ground? I would have played with you standing up. So finally, Lurie Dean kind of looked over and went, huh, that's unusual that you're laying on the ground. And I said, yeah, you think? And so he actually was the one who got me a chair so I could try to get myself up. I get up. I hurt. I'm rolling over. The other 2 don't fucking pay attention at all. So I go in the house and I pee. I leave the toy for Pep to find later on his bed. And then I just walk out of the house and I go to the car and wait because I'm like, Fuck you, bitches. You don't pay attention to me. I'm not paying attention to you. And so then Clint finally came out, and I made him feel very guilty, very, very guilty. And I told him flat out, point blank, if I had hurt myself, I would have sued you for everything I could, which I wouldn't really have, but I was bitter. I was having a bitter moment. Anyway, so I do have a scraped up knee, and I'm very sore, but other than that, I'm okay. So if anyone wants to send me sympathy cards, Kathy Bacon knows my address. Anyway, so we want to remind you that after you fall, you can still be loud, be proud, be too much, and be you over at Fat Market Clothing, who wants those of us who have been told that we're too much of something while we're laying on the ground being ignored to turn those negatives into positives, because eventually someone will bring you a chair to get your fat self up. Chubs listeners, you can, instead of using a chair, use the code FMWildChub to get 20% off anything while ordering over at fatmarkerclothing.com. And I think they've got some new spring products coming in, so I'm kind of excited to see that. And I hope they bring back the towels. Okay, well, I guess I'll just continue then. Let's get into advice. Alrighty then. So this one, of course, comes from Dear Prudy over at slate.com. Go check them out, because they'll always give you a hand up if you fall. I have a wonderful boyfriend. We have been dating for about 1.5 years, and we're serious about our future, and we are excited to move in together in a few months. My only issue is that, well, he's a bit of a slob. It's as if he doesn't even notice the mess around him, or just doesn't care enough to clean up after himself. This sounds familiar. He often spills food on or around him and mostly leaves it to dry. Crumbs litter on the counters and the floors. Hair covers the sink after a shave despite his saying he's cleaned up. All the cabinet and closet doors are constantly left wide open, and mold occasionally appears in his sink. He once identified with a study we heard on the radio that said intelligent people are often clumsier. Oh, that explains it. Because their minds are distracted. But I don't think that excuses someone from cleaning up after themselves. Now, to be clear, I am no neat freak, and I am in no way asking him to scrub the toilet. We intend to keep up with a cleaning service monthly, more frequently. I already don't like her. But I refuse to live in a house where food is stuck to a coffee table, the dishwasher remains full, the bathroom is littered with hair, and all the cabinets and doors are always left wide open in between cleanings.
Really? Does she have to repeat this again?
Apparently, yeah. Okay. I hate walking into a room and knowing with precision exactly what he has just done there by following the trail of mess. What do I do? I have tried to address this, and I don't want to nag, but I am anxious about our future cohabitation and don't want to set myself up for a lifetime of cleaning up. Okay, leave him. Do not ever get in a relationship again. Stay home.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's the only thing you can do. It's never going to work out.
Yeah. Because, I mean, obviously, if you've said something and he's like, oh, I don't care, I'm intelligent, whatever. So, well, let's see what Dear Prudy has to say. This is a real concern. Let's start by striving to describe your situation as accurately as possible. Not because I think you should dump your boyfriend tomorrow over it, but because you'll stand a better chance of making real progress and finding meaningful compromises if you're realistic and honest about the scale of things rather than trying to downplay or minimize it. He's not a bit of a slob. He's a very, very messy, and at present, he's more interested in finding ways to describe his internal relationship to mess, distraction, than he is about changing his habits, seeking support, or reevaluating his coping strategies. For your part, you seem very concerned about looking like a nag and are preemptively negotiating against yourself by assuring him you don't want him to change very much. I wonder why you are in no way asking him to scrub a toilet. Cleaning one's own toilet is a perfectly ordinary and reasonable task. And while it might not be anyone's favorite chore, all the necessary tools to do so cleanly and quickly, gloves, cleaning solution, toilet brush, etc., are available at most any pharmacy or mid-town grocery store. If you can afford to hire a cleaning service, that might go a long way toward minimizing conflict. But what if you can't always afford such a service? And what about the minor everyday messes that you don't want to leave for a professional cleaner who is not coming for another 2 weeks? Oh God, it goes on. Excuse me. If you tried to address this and haven't gotten anywhere, pay attention to the part of yourself that feels anxious at the prospect of living together. I think you're quite right to fear that if you move in with him, you will be constantly overwhelmed by his mess, that he will continue to resist cleaning up after himself, and that you will often find your only available options are to clean up for him, nag, or beg him to change or hire a cleaner yourself. And of course, I think it's reasonable to assume that you'll have to take on the lion's share of coordinating the cleaner, cleaning up before the cleaning service gets there because you're embarrassed about the state of your home, answering questions the cleaner may have where you keep your cleaning supplies, or which room they should start in, etc. Take this seriously and reconsider whether you're ready to move in with him in a few months when he's ready to go, when he's so far displayed no interest in changing something that seriously distresses you. So dump him. Dump him, get your own place, don't ever date.
Right.
Okay. Works for me. All right. Next up, hey Chubs, would you ever compete on The Amazing Race?
Absolutely not.
Oh, well, that was a definite answer.
Well, I don't want to go camping. You think I'm going to run around the world and do, climb walls and, I always love it when they, what do you call that? When you come down a building on the rope, and you hoist yourself down. Yeah. Not going to happen. And they're not getting enough sleep. They're where do they go to the bathroom? I don't know what's happening with this, but I don't like it. I don't even watch the show anymore because I just got tired of the awful people and the fact that actually it was the awful people, especially when they get into some place that was poor, like a poor area of India, and then they became ugly Americans, and I just hate watching it. It was to the point I don't need that. I don't like those people.
Yeah. I kind of have to agree. I mean, the whole nagging and the horrific things that they, I mean, it really was just seeing the way that, especially the way that they treated people in other lands like they're just, like automatons or cute little characters from a movie or something. And I swear, like 7-8 different countries, and the guys were still saying like rapido, rapido. Oh, and then there was this one idiot who served in Vietnam when he was younger, obviously. And so he thought that he had a mastery of some of the language, and the only fucking thing that he could say was diddy mao, which is like move along, go faster, that type of thing. And I'm like, oh my God, do you realize how fucking offensive that is? I mean, here, anyway, that's really offensive to say that. Anyway, he was a dick. I didn't like him. I'm glad he didn't win. There, I said it. Hey, Chubs.
Hey, wait,
by the way, if I were thin, I probably would.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
Okay.
If I had the right partner, I probably would. But I doubt I would make it past like the third or fourth leg. All right. Hey, Chubs, what would your reality show be?
Mine would be a weekly reality show based on building another show that I'm working on, that I'm writing on.
Mm-hmm.
So I already have one show, and then the reality show is the weekly getting a episodic TV show filmed, from script to casting to and it would be ever changing because cast would be coming in and out all the time, and it might not be a full week each week, it might not be like real time, here's the next episode, but it would be working on that type of a situation.
I like that. That's a good idea. I would have loved to have had a reality show based around when we did Rapid Fire Theater, where we literally had a production going, we're rehearsing another one, and then writing the next one at the same time. That would have been interesting to me. But yeah, I don't know. I am my own reality show. You know what? Actually, here's a thing. I thought for a while it would be really interesting to have people who dislike like homeless and poor people to have to swap places with them for like a month. Just an idea. All right, moving on. Hey, I have a question. What? Did he say something? Did he? All right. So what's in your lunchbox? Mr. Moose wrote in and said, oven fried chicken and country gravy again, not from a package. See, you're never going to live that now.
I know.
All homemade mashed potatoes and roasted asparagus, seasoned with olive oil and garlic. Also, combo platter with pulled pork and chicken, bourbon molasses sauce, sides of fries and slaw, hush puppies for bread. Oh, that looks really interesting, but I think I'd go with the fried, the first one. What is it? The fried, oven fried chicken and country gravy. That looks wonderful right now. I would do that. Whew. I'm excited. All right. Currently, LGBTQ people of color in America have a disproportionately high rate of HIV infections. Golden Rule Services of Sacramento, along with the HIV Community Planning Council, want you to know about an important tool in preventing you from contracting HIV. Pre-exposure prophylaxis, aka PrEP, is a medication proved to be 99% effective in preventing HIV infection. To learn more about PrEP, call your local sexual health clinic. In Sacramento County, California, contact Golden Rule Services at sacgrs.org to get started on protecting your sexual health. And thank you to Golden Rule Services for being our sponsor. All right. Well, here we are. Current topics. Are you ready? Are you ready? First off, Jodie Foster kisses her wife in Golden Globes acceptance speech. I'm a little speechless, she said. I just never expected to be here again. Well, that's pretty cool.
Well, the reason why she won the Cecil B. DeMille Award for, it's an award that they give out for like lifetime careers. And she's my age, so it's like, it's like you got to wait. You got to wait a little longer, to
Right.
hand out lifetime achievement awards when people are in their 50s.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yep.
she was in her 50s when she got it.
Wow.
Of course, she had been around for, she was, I think, 12 or 13 when she did Taxi Driver.
Yeah.
And wasn't she the Coppertone girl?
Oh, you know what? I don't know.
I think it was her. She was the one that got the dog pulled down her bathing suit. The little girl. Ooh, Okay, whatever.
Hey, a mentally ill okay, we're gonna skip that one. Dollar
problem there?
Yeah, I don't think that's appropriate for us.
Okay.
All right, Dollar Tree Karen caught shouting homophobic slurs in epic meltdown. Another one. What is with these women? Is it something in their water? Are they going through perimenopause? What the fuck?
Well, they're usually white,
And
so they're
yeah.
So they're most likely the same group of people who are having problems with anyone of color, anyone of different religions, different sexualities. They're the people who, in the last 4 years, found that they can say whatever they want, whenever they want, whether anyone wants to hear it.
Yeah, and they don't get the same smackdowns as other people do, because everybody's about protecting the white women, especially if they're blonde.
Well, it's gotten. I mean, the one that really did it for me was the girl in Central Park that told the guy on camera, "I'm going to call and tell them that you tried to assault me, and who are they going to believe, me or you?"
Right.
And it's like, and she's a liberal. She was a Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton voter, but when it came to push and pull, she becomes the severe Karen racist. Yeah,
disgusting. But yeah, I remember that. That was awful. Okay, and then finally we have fast food worker goes on full out homophobic rant and kicks out gay delivery drivers. The KFC employees demanded that the DoorDash workers, one a war vet, leave because they're fucking queer. The couple then posted the exchange online to even more abuse. Yay! Let's see. Evangelicals hope to cancel Blue's Clues for recognizing the letter P. The Pride, okay, okay. The Pride-laced ABC song that notes P is the first letter in Pride has the front for a hate group outraged over 2 weeks after it was released. Oh boy. Anyway. All right. Well, that's the news.
But we're the cancel culture.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
All right. Well, send us an email at chubsgonewild@gmail.com or leave us a comment on chubsgonewild.com. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/chubsgonewild. Please consider becoming a patron of the show, please, over at patreon.com/Matt Burlingame. And this month we will be donating our Patreon donations to Marge Cavino's fund to take care of herself when she gets out of the hospital. So, also find Tom's movie and TV reviews over at swannerandjudd.com for the podcast. The written word, find them in iTunes, iHeartRadio, or in print at the Anchorage Press. Do Alaskans have an accent? I don't really think so. Anyway, find out more about my books at justkisstheguy.com and check out my other podcast at biggaysexshow.com. And give us a call at
408-69 Chubs.
Oh, I like that. It's a nice little sexy purr. All right. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in. We wish you a lot of love and a lot of health, and we will catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.